What's up, everyone? Welcome back. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I didn't do these live videos, and I want to hear from you in the chat. So comment below in the chat. We'll talk about the reviews of the zone that I didn't do, why I didn't do them, and we'll kind of get back to we'll get back on track. So comment below, please. Let me know you're watching this live, and I gotta make sure this is gonna be live to everyone, like not only for me. It's public. Perfect. So I know, guys, it's the middle of the night here. Well, for you if you're in the US, which most people are, but we'll get this done anyway. So comment below in the chat. I want to hear from you as always. Let me know your thoughts on below, and we're gonna get started with that right away. This review of the chart, and I need to get back to what I've not done, why I've not done this in a long time. So let's see what's happening here. Let's see if we can get some people to join us live. I have a pretty bad, I think it's bad, pretty bad Wi-Fi here. So my apologies if it's not as polished as it could be. But you gotta deal with whatever you have, and that's what I have for the moment. So let's see if that works fine. Awesome. Looks like that works. Looks like that works. So comment below in the chat. I've been doing this live, so it's been a while. As I said before, I want to talk about why I've been doing some weekly reviews in the past few weeks, which I used to do. Yeah, awesome. So Crypt Keeper, awesome, good. What's up? So yeah, we'll do that, and I want to start right now. I know we have only one viewer for now, which is kind of unusual, but this is the middle of the night in the US. Kind of a good time for me now. It's like 6 p.m. here in Singapore. I wanted to talk about why I've been doing some weekly reviews in the past few weeks, and why I want to start them, of course, and kind of what's the process with this. So basically, the past 2 weeks I've been traveling. So I was in Bangkok. I've done a review there. I might not have done one. I'm not sure yet. It's been a while. But so in Bangkok, I was like really busy with interviews and stuff and working on different things. Then I went to Bali. In Bali, like the Wi-Fi was crap. You can't go live on YouTube in Bali. It's a mess. Don't do it. And so I didn't do it. And then I got to Australia last week or the week before. And Australia is also really bad for Wi-Fi. I had a note there with like pretty much no Wi-Fi at all. So quite a big challenge. And that's why I couldn't go live, couldn't do anything and upload anything on the internet. And so that's why I've not been doing any reviews the past few weeks. Now, the question is, do we get back to them? And the answer is, of course. Because I think these reviews are really, really important. Like, they can be really useful for you and for me as well. Okay, so we'll get to that today. I said a few people I would do one right now. And actually, I can even like tweet them now to or send them a message now, tell them it's happening so they can watch it. That's a good idea. So and guys, of course, let me know in the comment or in the chat if you're watching this live. I would highly appreciate. Always better, always more cool. But yeah, so you let me know and we'll make this happen. Okay, they might be working too. I don't know. My guy was in Europe, so gotta be telling them, and we'll be started with that in just a minute. So in the meantime, let me guys know in the comment or in the chat. It's chat mostly because you're live. What are you looking forward to this week? Anything that you're working on, and any challenges you have, anything you want to make happen? Comment below with it down below, and I want to hear from you, of course. This is interactive. Better if it's a two-way communication. So let's go on with that. Okay, let's try something over here, and let's see if they join. Perfect. Okay, now I'm done with this. I'm gonna close this off, and we'll go in the charts. So guys, I want to show you once again all the charts, and this is the same thing. So sorry if it's not the same as usual, but we'll make it happen. So I've been reviewing the chart, of course, every week, even though I was not doing live anything. I was reviewing the chart myself anyway. And I want to show you what I did this Monday, so yesterday, on the charts. And actually I did this in the weekend. See if you do it on the weekend. Okay, so we'll go through the pairs once again, all of them. I won't go through the one that are not flagged. I'll go through the one, and there's a few that are flagged. So we'll go through that. So AUD CAD is reaching a support level here at 0.94. Okay, this pair is a little bit messy, so it's been bouncing between a few level. It's definitely not on this pair a clear range. Okay, it's definitely like in between and bouncing and doing random stuff. So if you want to trade that, it's fine. If you don't, it's fine. Basically, I've seen this level here because of these touches here in the past. So over here, back there, and now we're going back to this level right now. Okay, not that clear, as I said, a little bit messy, but you can still look for bullish trades in my opinion at this level, and that's why I'm looking at the bullish trade with the Montreal. Yeah, there's a few videos on that on the channel. Just search for this art trade strategy on YouTube, or Etienne Crete strategy on YouTube. You'll find something for sure about what I trade. But that's it for this pair. So you look for bounces of this area, and it might not go that far because it's kind of a messy area, but that's what you could look for. Okay, now price is like not close, except here it's close to the lower band of the Bollinger Band. Here it's not too much, but you will look for a reversal trade at the lower band and a pull back to the upside. Okay, that's it for this pair. Any question or any thought you guys have, you comment below in the chat, of course, and I want to hear from you. Identity is going back to a pretty clear level, this one at 1.04. Okay, support area. That's where we had this big push here. It's kind of big crash and move back up not that long ago, a few weeks back. And here's where you want to look for bullish trades. Get to the upside. So I'm looking for, of course, price going to the lower band of the Bollinger Band, doing this nice setup with the engulfing candles, and that's where you could look for a trade to the upside. Okay, so far we just have to wait on this pair because we had nothing. AUD is doing the same as AUD NZD, so also at a support area, although this one is a little bit more far, it's not quite there yet. We're talking about this support here, which is a little bit less clear than the other one before, than AUD NZD. But that's where you can look for bullish trades in this pair again. You just have to wait for it to come back closer to the level. Okay, I always put round numbers at my levels. So 0.70. And that's where you can look for the price to go up. Okay, to the upside. So we have to wait for this pair a little bit. But I still flag it because I want to know in advance like what it's going to be at and what it's going to do. And then I can monitor more closely on a daily basis. CAD CHF is what we don't want, trades between two zones. Euro AUD is really really messy now, so you could trade that. I won't trade that. In fact, I have to flag it over here. I think the algo is still take the trade on my system, the algo I run, but I won't like look for trades in this pair manually because it's kind of too messy between two levels. Basically, you could look for a bounce to the upside on 1.57, or then you can look for a like reversal at the top here because we had a double top at 1.60, so quite tight, not the best, but it could be a pair you want to trade if you trade really low time frame. Okay, next, here's a pair we had to set up on the weekly chart of what I look for, but I don't trade the weekly chart at all. For me it's too long. But anyway, so this pair we look for bullish trades. Okay, it's Euro CAD at 1.50, a round number. So price has been reversing there many times in the past, over here, over there, back here, again over there, over there. Okay, so that's a pretty good level. And you look for again the same setup. I always look at the same setup on my charts. And now price is like between two. It's not near the lower band of the Bollinger Band, so we just have to wait. But it's at the right level, okay. And basically the rule of thumb is if price were to go back below this low, okay, so like close below this low over here, then we shift what we look for. So now we look for bullish setup. If it goes below this low at like 1.47, 47.6, then I'll start to look for basically a bounce of this level. Okay, so and this is a big time frame, it's a weekly chart, but overall we look like something like this, close below the low, then you look for a push and then move to the downside. Okay, but for now, because we're still at the zone, we look for a move to the upside. Okay, that's kind of how I look. That's kind of how I look at things. Could be different for you. Of course, I'll be on the chat, but that's how I look at things myself. All right. So this is for the pair. Let me just take a look at the chat. It's awesome. I'll just answer a few questions here if there's any. It's awesome. Cool. So see what's saying, getting back to a plan that actually works. I love this. It's awesome. Samuel, what's up? Back here. Awesome. Yeah. Uh, okay, long Euro USD last week for swing trade. Yeah, we'll talk about Euro USD soon. I think we're getting there pretty soon. How long did it take for you to be able to trade and travel and trade for you? It took me about 3 years. So I started traveling in 2017. So that's been like from the beginning. That's been like 5 years. So, well, not 5 years. 2013. Sorry guys, I'm just like a little bit. So 4 years, 4 years to be able to trade and travel. Okay, and now I'm getting to my sixth year of trading. Um, Is it possible because you had enough money, or were you able to borrow large capital for traveling? So two things. So I started to trade for someone else before that. I started to manage money for an investor before traveling, and I used my money wisely. So I was working at the time. All my money pretty much was going to either a business or trading. Okay, that's the answer. Uh, Animal says, when you have a good strategy, risk management, and good psychology, it's a chance of someone blowing up their account 0%. Yes, so you have to calculate what we call the risk of ruin, which we won't get into. There's other videos than that on the channel probably. Just type in risk of ruin, you'll find an answer somewhere. And that's, like, if you get zero of that, then that's like technically 0% chance of blowing up your account. If you risk too much, then you won't get zero. You'll probably get more. And that's why you want to be careful, okay? Yeah, well, I stopped reviewing, yeah. So I stopped for a while, but yeah. I stopped reviewing the chart for a while. Of course, well, so all strategies will have time where they work not well, but that doesn't mean you have to blow up your account. That means that you do have to step back, or if you risk a little amount of money per trade, which you should do anyway, then you won't blow up your account. Okay, that's gonna be really, really hard to do, to blow up your account. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to it. So we are at Euro GBP. This pair is approaching a support level at, well, it's at a support level at 0.87, 87. You look for a move to the upside, of course, in this pair. You have to be careful of the resistance area at 0.90. All right, and yeah, so you look for bullish up here. We'll just look on the other time frames. So the 1 hour chart is like really tight. We'll probably not take setup on this because it's like too tight with the Bollinger Band. Bad to take setup. This one here, we're approaching the support, the lower level of the Bollinger Band. Good place to look for trades. And so we have to wait on this pair. Okay, but it's a good pair to look for bullish setup right now. And Euro USD. So this is a pair where basically someone was telling they were going short or long. I mean, they were saying they were going long. And I want to be like pushing and saying you have to close your trade. Although, like, you should not focus on what I say, just focus on what you know and what you should do. But basically, this is a pair where I look for bearish trades, right? Because we've been seeing this as a support area for some time. It really fell pretty bad. So I took a few trades here that were long all the way to until we got here. And that's where I started to look for bearish trades. Okay, I had a few bearish trades now that worked, or that just ended up breaking even, because of the fact that now price like really slowly moving. Okay, we don't have much movement on this pair on a weekly chart, I mean. So if you're trading on a low time frame, that's good, but on the higher time frame, even like on a 1 hour chart, it's not moving that well. It's kind of sideways a lot. Okay, so what you do now is, I don't trade this for now, but before I was looking for bearish trades at this area. Okay, so you see there was one here. But now we have to wait for more momentum, in my opinion. Okay, even though it's kind of at the level, but it's pretty slow. So we'll unflag this. GP cats between two zones. I'm gonna trade that. That's boring. JPCHF is going back to a resistance area. Again, not that clear. Kind of a zone in between two zones. So the major zones are here, 1.20 to 22, and 1.30. Okay, in between, 1.38. Okay, now coming back in between, so a little bit less important. 1.30, although it's a cool round numbers. That's where we look for bearish trades in this pair. If we go beyond this high over here of 1.3168 or something, then we're gonna be like beyond the resistance area. So I would look for bullish trade at this time. So basically, again, if we're here, then you look for bearish trades. That's just what I do. You can do something different. Okay, you're responsible for what you do all the time. But if we go beyond this point, then I would look for a pullback and a move to the upside. Okay, and I would trade this over here on the lower time frame above. Okay, this pullback. So right now we can see that price is kind of here, not doing much. It's like the bands are tightening quite a lot. And here we could look for bearish trade. So we just have to wait for price to hit the upper band of the Bollinger Band and look for bearish setup with the engulfing candle and everything in between. Okay, so pretty good pair, I think. JPY is, this one is close to reaching the support area at 140. Goes on to look for bullish trades, and it goes a long way, so you have to be very patient here. Okay, so all the way to here, so 1.40 to 1. Almost like 32. I would look for bullish trades, nothing else, because it's probably going to be choppy and everything. So not the best zone because it's like quite wide, but still you can have some good movement there intraday. So on a 1 hour chart or 4 hour chart, so you can look for bullish trades, in my opinion. GPNZD again is reaching a support area, so 1.88, and you look for bullish trades there. So far we had nothing. Okay, prices, well, we had something here, but that was like beyond the middle band, which I wouldn't take. But that's where you can look for bullish trades because it's reaching a support area. Okay, and again, if we go below this point, like 1.8167, that's where you would reverse and then look for kind of retracement and move to the downside. So if we go over here, then you can look for move to the upside. Now it seems like price is moving upside but coming back down. So if it goes below this point, then you look for a pullback or retracement, then you would short to the downside. Okay, if you have your setup, of course, that you combine with the market and everything. So that's it for GP and ZD. GP USD is doing the same, so we won't talk about it too much. But coming back to a resistance area at 1.31, you can look for shorts there. In my opinion, it's kind of in between again. It's a zone that's not major, but it could be a good zone to look for bearish trades. SZD CAD is close to a resistance area also at 0.92. You look for bearish trades on this pair, like this over here, with the Bollinger Band. And now we are not near the upper band of the Bollinger Band at all on both time frame that I trade, 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart. So I'll wait a little bit, but I'll wait for price to hit the upper band and do the setup that I look for. Okay, in the meantime, you just have to wait. S&P, we don't really care. USD CAD is going back to a support area here at 1.31. A little bit messy on this pair right now, but this is a good place to look for kind of a pullback. So if you were to, and like I don't, but if you were to trade like trend lines, okay, some people will draw like a trend line like this, and or like you kind of get the idea, right? So a trend line on this, and here will be like a point where you look for a pullback. So that's kind of what you look for here. So far, price didn't reach the lower band of the Bollinger Band except here, and this was a setup in fact. So setup here, the algo might have taken this. I'm not sure yet because I didn't look. Stop loss a little low, and reward to risk of 3-to-1 and 1-to-1 for partial profit. Okay, so your stop loss will be below the low and your entry above the high. Okay, quite simple, like all set up, of course. So USD/JPY is reaching a resistance area here, also in between, not that clear, but that's where you can look for bearish trades on this pair. Okay, so move to the downside. If it goes to the upper band of the Bollinger Band, which it is here on the 1 hour chart, and close to the 4 hour chart. Okay, so pretty good. So I think we've done it. Oh, USD SJD is the last pair which I like to trade between two zones. So coming back to here soon, but in the meantime we just have to wait for 1.34. Okay, so I'll get to your question a little bit. I want to see what you guys are thinking about and stuff. So Steve says, when formulating a strategy, do you base solely off a single indicator? You start with basic price action and then use the indicator for entry. So we have a lot of things about this in the academy, so I won't go over this again, but basically you combine a few things. You combine the market context, combine the price action, and an indicator if you want. Okay, you don't have to, but if you want, I prefer that myself. So it's by combining things like this that you get better. Okay. Daniel says it was nice to meet you in Brisbane. Awesome, definitely for sure. We'll see. Yeah, I have a lot of email to reply to, so we'll get to that at some point. And on that note, guys, I'm pretty packed on my schedule right now, so I want to thank you for being here today. Comment below what you thought. You're watching the replay on this. Make sure you watch the other videos on the channel that we published recently. So the interview with Nevin, and there was something else recently. There's a video also later today. So I want to thank you guys for watching, as always, and I'll catch you back here tomorrow or in a couple of hours anyway. So thank you guys, and check out your emails for the meetup in Singapore. We'll catch you back here pretty soon. Ciao.